What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to make more money without raising your prices. As you guys know, raising your prices is the number one way to make more money in your business, because obviously if we raise our prices, we're getting paid more for the work that we're doing, and that's always the goal. So before I get into the topic of today's video and before I expound on how to make more money without raising your prices, I do want to let you guys know that it's always a good idea to be pushing the envelope with regards to your pricing. Now, there's a couple factors that come into play whenever you're trying to raise your prices. Obviously, lead flow is one of them. The more lead flow we have, the higher the price that we can charge, because we can afford to lose jobs, and the lower the lead flow we have, the less we can charge because we can't afford to lose those jobs. So depending on where you're at in your business, you might want to start here with regards to making more money without raising your prices instead of trying to raise your prices if you don't have that lead flow coming in. So before I get into the topic of today's video and some of the ways that we can do this, I do want to let you guys know that we're going to be ending the $50 off sale on our How to Wash course. If you guys haven't checked it out already, check out the first link in the comment section and the description. You'll save $50 on How to Wash whenever you enter the coupon code SPRING50. This course was put together by myself, Mike Vidan, Cody from Southeast Soft Wash, and Aaron from Aaron's Lean and Mean Academy. It covers every aspect from setting up on the job all the way to breaking down and everything in between, how to clean every residential surface, how to mix chemicals, property protection equipment, pretty much anything you can think of with regards to starting a pressure washing business and running it. So if you guys want to take advantage of that $50 off, I think it's only going to last for the next couple days, so be sure to check out the first link in the comment section description and check it out. So let's go ahead and get into the topic of today's video. How can we make more money without raising our prices? First and foremost, we want to become more efficient, right? How do we become more efficient? Well, we really need to put together a strategy and a set way of doing things whenever we get on site at a job. So whenever I first started pressure washing, I really didn't have any kind of set way about doing anything. I pretty much would just show up. I would go with what I felt like doing first. Like if I wanted to wash the concrete first, I wash the concrete. If I want to do a house wash first, I do the house wash. I didn't have any set parameters around what I did. So a good way to go about it is to set some parameters around what you do first. You know, maybe when you get on site, you do your property protection walk around, and then you unload the hoses, and you string out the hoses, and you set up the equipment, and you attack one part of the house first, and you work your way around, and you only go so far. Just set up some type of plan whenever you get to the house of the most efficient way that you can do house washes the quickest, right? Like if you have a partner, it'd be a good idea to have them pre-treating while you're coming behind and maybe doing the rinsing, or vice versa. Just have a set plan whenever you hit these houses. Like I said, whenever I first started, there was no plan, there was nothing. I would show up, I would do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and the job would pretty much take me, it would vary so much because I was always doing something different. Have a plan of action before you go to the job and have something set in place for every single job. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is get better equipment, right? So when I first started, I didn't have the money for better equipment. I've told you guys this a bunch of times. I started with my dad's equipment. He had a old 2.5 gallon a minute pressure washer in his garage, and I was like, man, you know what? I think I could make money pressure washing. I don't want to get a job working for somebody else, so let me get this and go, you know, start passing out flyers, doing things to try to get some pressure washing jobs. So whenever I first started out, I would buy those Home Depot service cleaners, and they would break on me all the time. They would get stuff clogged in the tips, and I didn't know at the time that it was stuff clogged in the tips, so I would just end up throwing them away, and I'd waste like $100 over and over and over again. And it got to the point where I got so tired of it that I would just wash everything, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. The only thing is by the time I could afford better equipment, I was kind of stuck in my ways a little bit, and I didn't want to invest money in the equipment, when if I actually would have, I would have been able to get the job done faster, and I would have been able to make more money. So getting better equipment should be at the top of your list. If you can't afford better equipment, find the best way to go about doing things, which kind of goes back to the first thing, become more efficient. It wasn't ever efficient for me to wash everything, but I just kind of did it anyway because that was all that I could afford at the time. So get better equipment as your budget allows, but just know that the better equipment is going to help you to get the job done faster, which is going to help you to make more money on the jobs that you're doing, because you're going to get it done faster, you're going to make more money for your time, and then you can do more jobs in a day. So better equipment is a big piece, especially making the jump from like a 2.5 gallon a minute to, you know, a 5.5 or even an 8. Like that is a huge jump with regards to concrete cleaning, with regards to just a bunch of things. Even if you got a soft wash system, you're able to run around a house. Whenever I was kind of stuck in the Stone Ages and I was just doing like an X-Jet, which, you know, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Like I said, if that's all you can afford, it's all you can afford, but just become mindful of the fact that you need to be putting money into your equipment, so that way you can get jobs done faster, and you can make more money on the jobs that you have. The last thing is you can bring on a helper, right? So a helper can work in two ways. You can have them work with you, where, as I mentioned before, they could be pre-treating the house while you're coming back and rinsing. They could be doing the concrete while you're washing the house. There's a lot of different things that a helper can do. You can train them up, and then you can actually have them go do their own jobs. So even if you don't feel good with them doing house washes, maybe they just go do concrete cleanings for you. So while you're out doing a job, they're doing a job, because at the end of the day, there's only so much time in a day, and there's only so much work that we can actually do ourselves. So if we bring on a helper, we can become more efficient with our time on the jobs that we're doing, as well as we can have them work on jobs that we aren't having to work on and spend time on. So a couple different ways we can become more efficient, right? Put together a game plan. What are we going to do first? What are we going to do second? How are we going to attack this house to get it done as quick as possible? The next thing is we need to be upgrading our equipment. I want to touch on one more thing with regards to equipment. I pulled around a pressure washer for the longest time, and when I finally got to work with a company that didn't have to move a pressure washer around because it was just on the truck all the time, it was a complete game changer. I would wear myself out all day pulling pressure washers, pulling hoses around the yard when it wasn't necessary. I could have had it on the truck. I could have figured out some type of system. So work with some other people if you can in your area. Find someone who has some experience. This is the benefit of being in the inner circle. You kind of get the inside scoop on things like this without having to work with other people. But there's just things with regards to equipment that you don't even know that would save you so much time and make your job so much easier. So get better equipment is the second one. And then the last one, you can bring on a helper, or you can have somebody come and help and do jobs while you're doing jobs too, because there's only so much time in a day. So anyways, those are 3 ways that you guys can become more efficient with your time. And as you become more efficient with your time, you're going to make more money on the jobs that you're doing. So hope this helps you guys out. Like I said, it's the last couple of days to save $50 on the How to Wash course. So if you're interested in that, check out the first link in the comment section description. But my name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. Until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.